Hello everyone, my name is Caitlin. Welcome back to my channel. So it's been a hot minute since I've done a video. I wanted to take a little bit of a break because I was getting a little bit overwhelmed. I have a lot of just anxiety in general, but then even more so when it comes to YouTube, and then sometimes just like filming a video is really hard to do. And I feel really basic saying this, but that's the truth. And so this time, like, I've come prepared. I bought this today. This isn't related to my video, but I wanted to show you guys because she's really cute and soft. And then I brought my tea. My tea is back, ready to calm me down so I can film this video for you guys. So I have a series on my channel where I take a show from Disney that I always kind of thought wasn't that great, but I've never actually given a chance before, so I sit down, watch it, and then come to the conclusion whether or not I think it's trash or not. So far I've done Dog with a Blog and Bunked, but this one is a little bit different, and we'll talk more about that in a second. I Didn't Do It came out in 2014 when I was about 16 years old, and I was kind of at the age where I thought that Disney Channel wasn't as good as it was when I was growing up, and so basically anything new that they were putting out, I was just kind of hating on immediately, and I was like, that's trash, because it's new, but I don't know, it was a bad logic and like I don't agree with it now, and that's why I never actually watched the show. But I'm actually a big fan of Olivia Holt now, so I thought it was about time that I give this show a chance. Now usually with these videos I only watch the first episode of the first season, and honestly that's because so far I haven't wanted to watch more. So normally I would only do like a plot summary of the episode that I watched, but in this case I did watch the whole series, so I figured I'd do like a little bit of a summary as to like what the show is about for those of you who maybe haven't seen it. So the show centers around 4 kids from high school. 2 of them are twin siblings, the other 2 are just like their best buds from school, and basically the premise is they start out each episode kind of in like the Emperor's New Groove style. I don't know, I've always called it that, but I feel like that's not the technical term. Basically they start each episode off during like the rising action at the end of the episode, so you kind of get to see like what ends up happening by the end without an actual explanation, and then it kind of grabs your attention for the rest of the episode. When I remember hearing this concept, I thought that it was like kind of silly for them to do it for like a full-on show, like have that be the whole premise, but after actually sitting down and watching it, I think that it worked really well. It kind of made every episode feel that much more special, and I felt like I wouldn't like the repetitiveness, but then after a little bit it kind of just felt like a cartoon, you know, you kind of expected it, and it's kind of comforting to have like something that you expect from every episode. And so I ended up really liking this concept throughout the first season, but then they abandoned it in season 2 and just kind of did normal storylines, which I found kind of disappointing because it was something that I had grown to like in the first season. I do understand why they did it, like it gave them more freedom in the stories that they could tell in the second season, but then it completely ruined the whole concept of the first one, so I'm just like, I don't understand. So one of the main things I really liked about this show is the friend group. I really like seeing like a whole group of friends on Disney Channel. I find a lot of times we have like the main character and the best friend, and that's kind of it. We don't really get a variety of friends, and I don't know, there's just something really special to me about having like that whole group, and these guys really worked with each other really well. It was really refreshing to see. We also had a lot of special guests in this show, which I was really surprised by because there was only 2 seasons, but we had Zora from Sunny with a Chance, What's-His-Face from Good Luck Charlie, and then Corey from Growing World, and it was really nice to see like a variety of Disney Channel people like on this show. I don't know, it was just really nice to see them. There was also one thing that I did really want to point out. In season 2, they like really casually mentioned that Delia has 2 dads, and I just found that really refreshing. I just like that the fact that they didn't stress that fact and they played it like it was something normal, which it should be, and it was just really nice to see how inclusive the show was. It was really refreshing and honestly just nice to see on Disney Channel. I also really liked how at the end of the series they formed a band together. It reminded me a lot of a Disney Channel Italian series called Alex & Co. It was just really cool to see that they like made a band and made a song. Like I really wish that the show could have continued so we could have like seen the band grow and stuff. That would have been so cool. And while we're talking about things I liked, I did want to mention that my favorite episode was probably episode 18. I think it was called Necks of Pumpkin. And so if you're like not too sure about the show, or you hearing me talk about it makes you want to check it out, I would just recommend watching this episode. I feel like this was the best one that they did. The ship was highlighted really well, and just I found it the most entertaining out of all of them. And so if you're like, I want to give this show a chance, but I'm not too sure if I really want to like watch the whole series, like I would just recommend watching this episode because it was really good. So speaking of ships, I did want to touch on them a little bit. Jasmine and Logan were definitely my favorite because they were the main one that became canon, but they were just really cute together. I really liked their storyline throughout the show, and it was really nice to just see their relationship grow. I thought that they were really cute together, and I'm really happy that we got to see them get together by the end, because if they left us on a cliffhanger with that, I don't know how I would have handled that. I probably would have been very upset. I also really liked, I feel like this isn't very popular, but I really liked Garrett and Delia, which was like a weird ship. I didn't think I would like them, but I did a lot, and I feel like nobody ships them, but I just wanted to like put it out there that I thought that they were really cute. I know a lot of people shipped Lindy and Garrett, at least from what I've seen online, and me personally, I don't think I really shipped them. They didn't really develop that much for me, and so I just didn't really see much there. However, I did really like Lindy and Jake, and I was really sad that they like only lasted one episode because I found their story arc to be really cute, and so that makes me sad that they never got together. Well, they did get together. It makes me sad that they didn't end up together, is what I meant to say. So now that we've talked about the good, I have to talk about the bad because obviously no show is perfect. And so the main thing that really bugged me about this show was these kids looked like they were in their mid-20s. They did not look like they were in high school. Like sometimes I'd just be watching the show and I'm just like, you're so old. Or they would just like be in high school wearing backpacks. I'm like, what are you doing? Like go home, go to college. Like why are you in high school? You don't belong. But honestly, like I understand it's Disney Channel. They oftentimes do cast older people, and so like I was fine with it. After a while I got used to it, but it was still bugged me like overall throughout the series. I was like, you guys are so old. Why are you in high school? Like, anyways. I also found in season 1 more than season 2, sometimes there was just way too many plot lines. Like Garrett and Lindy would be doing something, and then Delia and Logan would be doing something, but then also Jasmine's doing something over here. Why are we having 3 different plot lines in a 20-minute show? That was way too much. But then I did feel like they did cut it down a lot better in season 2. That could have partly been because they did get rid of the whole I didn't do it sort of thing, but overall, yeah, they fixed that in season 2, so that was great. Too bad it ended after that. Also, like I said earlier, I really liked the friend group, and I just would have liked to see more plot lines with all of them. I know that that's hard to do, but Disney figured out. That would have been really great to see. They oftentimes paired everybody off, which I understand, and like they would have them come together at the end or like come together at the beginning, but personally, just me watching it, it would have been nice to see like more plot lines with everybody all together. I liked the friend group and I wish I could have seen more of them all together. Also, there's something I really have to mention. This could have just been poor writing. I feel like that's the answer. I just answered it. It was poor writing. But a lot of times they would like start an episode, and the way that they would get the episode running, not just by the I didn't do it thing, this would be after that. They would start the episode to get it running. They would add in like, how are we gonna make this a thing? We'll add in a quirk. We'll give this character something that makes them special, and then they gotta have to go against that throughout the series. And it bugs me I can't think of them off the top of my head because there was so many. Actually, I've got one written down. Oh yeah, there was like, for example, they had one where Garrett never finished a puzzle. So this is gonna be a plot line now, but only in this episode. Actually, I think that they did bring it up another time, but like that's like one of the only examples where it did actually come up again. That's probably why I remembered it. But they did this with Lindy and Logan a lot. They would be like, Logan is really dirty or something, and now we're gonna show a montage of all the times that he's done this. And it was unnecessary. And I'm like, why is everyone so quirky? Why is there so many quirks? So like I said, I did find that a lot of problems that were raised in season 1 were fixed in season 2, but then they got rid of the whole show's premise in season 2, so it's like, is it really worth it? Maybe it does just balance itself out. I don't know. Overall, I did really like the show. And I'm sad that it ended. It was very short-lived, only 2 seasons. The ending reminded me a lot of Sunny with a Chance because I don't think that the ending was planned. I do think that they thought they were gonna get renewed because they introduced a lot of new things in the last episode of season 2, and then it just got dropped, obviously, because the show did get canceled. And a lot of people, when I said I wanted to do a video about I Didn't Do It, were saying like, that they really liked the show, which makes me really happy because I wasn't really too sure how people felt about the show because it did get canceled. And a lot of people were asking me why I thought it got canceled, and I honestly just think it was low viewership. Like I was doing some research on it and there isn't really any like concrete things that were going on at the time on Disney Channel that would like explain why they canceled it. I honestly think that it was just because that they weren't bringing in enough viewers, and then the fact that they ended up losing the whole premise of the show in the 2nd season probably didn't help either, because then it's like, what's the show? Why is it called I Didn't Do It? Like, no one really knows. Anyways, guys, I want to know what you guys think about I Didn't Do It. Like I said, a lot of people were really encouraging me to make this video, so I'm really curious to read about your thoughts. So leave them in the comments down below. I can't wait to read all about it. Also, during my break, I did a live stream on Instagram, and I really enjoyed that. So, like, if you guys have any questions for me, like, follow me over on Instagram and, like, tune in into one of my lives because I might do more because they were a lot of fun. And I want to just like talk to you guys about Disney Channel. I really enjoy that. Anyways, guys, my name is Caitlin. You can follow me everywhere at Kate Loves Disney. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on that bell because I post new videos. I don't really know when I'm going to be posting new videos. That's undecided. But that's all I have to say for today. Hope you'll have a wonderful day and I'll talk to you very, very soon. My legs are so hairy. Keep that.